Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this lecture of the differential calculus. This is my first lecture, so today I am going to start with the successive differentiation. Then I will discuss the nth derivative of some standard results, and then we will try to solve few questions related to the nth order derivative of some function. So let y is a function of x, then we denote the first order derivative of y with respect to x as dy or y1, or we can also denote it by y dash. So this is our first order derivative of y with respect to x, and our second order derivative will be d2y1 dx2, and we can also write it as y2 or y double dash. And in general, our nth derivative will be we will denote this by yn. So these are our notations. Now let us find out nth derivative of some standard results. So nth derivative of standard results. The first one is the nth derivative of e for ax plus b is equal to 8 for n e for ax plus b. This is our nth derivative of e for ax plus b. Proof is very easy. Let your y is e for x plus b, then first order derivative will be differentiation of e for x is e for x, and the differentiation of ax plus b will be a. So your y1 is a times e for x plus b, and your y2 will be again the differentiation of e for x plus b will be a into e for x plus b. So this will be your a square into e for x plus b. And in general, we have the nth derivative as 8 for n into e for ax plus b. So the next one is the nth derivative of ax plus b power n. Let us find out its nth derivative. And this is equal to m into m minus 1, m minus 2, then m minus n plus 1 into 8 power n into ax plus b power n minus n. So proof, and we can also write it as, okay, let us start with proof. Let y equal to ax plus b power n. Then our first order derivative will be y1 equal to the differentiation of x power n is n, x power n minus 1, and then the differentiation of ax plus b will be a. So after one time differentiation, we have m into a into ax plus b power m minus 1, and your y2, the second order derivative will be m into m minus 1 into a square into ax plus b power m minus 2. So here you can see that if we are differentiating two times, then we have a square and the power is m minus 2, and here we are getting 1 less than 2. So in general we have your yn as m into m minus 1 into m minus n minus 1 into 8 for n into ax plus b power m minus n. So after two time differentiation, we are getting here m minus 2. So after n time we will have m minus n, and for the two time differentiation we have a square. So after n time differentiation we will have a power n. Now this term can also be written as, this is your answer, and we can also write it as, okay, now this is equal to m m minus 1 m minus n plus 1, or we can write it as m minus n minus 1 minus n plus 1, and then 8 power n into ax plus b power m minus n. Now, okay, here you can see that our next term is 1 less than m, then the second term, third term will be the 1 less than m minus 1. So now its next term will be, the next term of this one will be 1 less than this quantity, so we can write it as m minus n, then we will have minus n minus 1, and then we will have m minus n minus 2, and let us write the last one as 1. So we are multiplying the numerator by 1 into m minus n now into a power n into ax plus b power m minus n. So this is equal, now we have multiplied this numerator by 1 into 2 into dot 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 m minus n. Let us multiply the denominator by this term, 1 into 2 into 3 into dot dot m minus n. So now in the numerator you can see that this is your 1 2 3 dot 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 m, so it can be written as factorial m. So the numerator is factorial m. Now here this is your m minus n factorial into a power n into ax plus b power m minus n. So, and this is when your n is less than n, and if your n is greater than m, then you know that the difference is now, if the power of the difference is greater than the power of the variable, then the difference is 0. So for this we should have n less than m. So if n is less than m, then the nth derivative of ax plus b power m is equal to factorial m upon m minus n factorial into 8 power n into ax plus b power m minus n. And for that we have multiplied here the numerator by 1 into 2 into 3 into m minus 1 m minus n, and the denominator by this term, and this is your answer. Now some particular cases. Suppose that suppose that your m is n. If your m is n, then we have, if m is n, then this will be your factorial 0, which is your 1, and this will be your factorial n into a power n into ax plus b power n minus n, that is your 0, so the power will be 1. So if the m is n, then we will have this value. Now if your a is 1 and b is 0, then we will have, if a is 1 and b is 0, then we will have this factorial n. So this is when your a is 1 and b is 0. Then okay, the third one, if a is 1 and b is 0, then dn of x power m will be, if your a is 1 and b is 0, then this will be your factorial m upon m minus n factorial into x power m minus n, and this is when your m is less than, when your n is less than m. So if n is less than m, then the nth derivative of x power m will be factorial m divided by m minus n factorial into x power m minus n. Then the third one, the nth derivative of ax plus b power say minus b is equal to, that means when your m is minus p. Now if m is minus p, then we cannot write this term in this form, because factorial is not defined for the negative terms. So let us put m equal to minus p here. If m is minus p, then we will have Now this is equal to m is minus p, so we will have minus p minus 1 minus p minus 2, then m is minus p minus n plus 1 into a power n into ax plus b power m is minus p minus n. Okay, now let us take the minus sign common. So if we take minus sign common, then we will have minus 1 power n. Now here we will have p into p plus 1, and then m is minus p. So this will be your p into p plus 1, p plus 2, dot dot dot. If we take this minus sign common, then we will have p minus plus n minus 1 into a power n into ax plus b power minus b minus n. Let us multiply the numerator by 1, 2, 3 into p minus 1. Then this is your p into p plus 1, and then p minus p plus n minus 1 into a power n into ax plus b power minus b minus n, and into we will have minus 1 power n divided by 1 into 2 into 3 into p minus 1. So this is equal to minus 1 power n. Now here you can see that this is your 1, 2, 3 dot 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 p plus n minus 1. So this will be your p plus n minus 1 factorial divided by, this is your p minus 1 factorial into a power n into ax plus b power minus p minus n. So this is your nth derivative of ax plus b power minus p. Suppose that your p is 1. If p is 1, then the nth derivative of ax plus b power minus 1, we can also find it directly without using this formula. Just try to differentiate it 1 time, 2 time, and then find out its nth derivative. We can have this result directly. And now using this, we will have minus 1 to power n. Your p is 1, so this will be your factorial n. Now p is 1, so this will be your factorial 0, a power n into ax plus b power minus 1 minus n. So this is your nth derivative of ax plus b power minus 1, which is your minus 1 to power n factorial n into a power n into ax plus b power minus 1 minus n. So this is the nth derivative of ax plus b power minus 1. Now let us find out the nth derivative of log ax plus b. So nth derivative of the third formula, nth derivative of log ax plus b. So the nth derivative of log ax plus b will be a power n into minus 1 power n minus 1 into minus n minus 1 factorial into ax plus b power minus n. So proof, let y equal to log ax plus b. So your one time differentiation of y will be, the differentiation of log x is 1 by x, and the differentiation of ax will be a. So we have a into ax plus b power minus 1. So this is your one time differentiation of y. Then y2. Now the second time differentiation of this one will be your a square into minus 1 into ax plus b power minus 2. The third derivative will be a cube minus 1 minus 2 into ax plus b power minus 3. So we can also write this term as a cube into minus 1 power 2 into factorial 2 into ax plus b power minus 3. So here you can see that after 3 time differentiation, we are getting a cube ax plus b power minus 3, and here we have 1 or less than 3. So we have minus 1 power 2 into factorial 2. So after n time differentiation, in general, our y will be minus 1 power, we will have a power n into minus 1 power n minus 1, because after 3 time differentiation we are getting minus 1 power 2 into factorial 2. So after n time we will have 1 less than n, so this will be your minus 1 power n into n minus 1 factorial into ax plus b power minus n, and this was your answer. And the fourth one, the nth derivative of sin ax plus b, and this is equal to a power n into sin ax plus b plus n pi by 2. So proof, we can assume sin ax plus b as y. So your first order derivative will be the differentiation of sin is cos, and the differentiation of ax will be a, and cos theta can be written as sin 90 plus theta. So after one time differentiation, we are getting a times sin ax plus b plus pi by 2. Let us compute its higher order derivative. So our y2 will be, the second order derivative will be equal to a square, and the differentiation of sin will be cos ax plus b plus pi by 2. And now cos theta can be written as sin 90 plus theta. Now this is your cos theta. Cos theta can be written as sin 90 plus theta. That means this term plus theta. This term plus 90 plus theta. This is your theta. So this is equal to a square sin ax plus b plus 2 times pi by 2. So after 2 time differentiation, we have a square into sin ax plus b plus 2 pi by 2. In general, your nth order derivative will be a power n sin ax plus b plus n pi by 2. So this is your nth derivative of sin ax plus b. Similarly, your nth order derivative of cos ax plus b is equal to a power n into cos ax plus b plus n pi by 2. This is your nth order derivative of cos ax plus b. The fourth formula, the next one, let us find out the nth derivative of e power x into sin bx plus c. The nth derivative of this one is equal to r to power n into e to power ax into sin bx plus c plus n phi. We have a similar result for e to power x into cos bx plus c, and where your r is a square plus b square power half, and your phi is tan inverse b upon a. So let us prove this one. So the proof, let us assume this one as y. So your y will be e to power ax into sin bx plus c. So one time differentiation will be y1 will be differentiation of e to power ax will be a times e to power ax. Then we will have sin bx plus c plus e to power ax, and then differentiation of sin will be cos, and differentiation of bx is b. So we have b into cos bx plus c. Let us take e to power x common. So we have a sin bx plus c plus b times cos bx plus c. Now we want to simplify this term. So for this, let us assume a equal to r sin r cos phi and b equal to r sin phi. Let us assume these values. then you can see that the whole square of a square plus b square will be r square cos square phi plus r square sin square phi. So this will be your r square, and your, if you divide this term by this term, then we will have tan phi equal to b upon a, and your phi will be tan inverse b upon a. So therefore your y1 will be e to power ax into, now your a is r cos phi, into sin bx plus c plus b is r sin phi into cos bx plus c. Now you can see that this is your, if you take r common, then this is your sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b, that means sin a plus b. So we have r into e to power ax, sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b, and we can write this term as sin bx plus c plus phi. So after one time differentiation, we have r into e to power ax into sin bx plus c plus phi. Let us compute its higher order derivatives. Your y2 will be, y2 is equal to, now your r is constant, differentiation of e to power ax will be a into e to power ax into sin bx plus c plus phi. Then we have differentiation of sin will be cos, and differentiation of dx will be b. Again, assuming these two values for a and b, we have r square outside. Then in the bracket we will have sin, we can take e to power x common. Then in the bracket we will have a is your cos phi, so we will have sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b. So we will get sin a plus b, that is bx plus c plus phi plus phi, that is 2 phi. So after two time differentiation, we are getting r square and then 2 here. So in general, your nth order derivative will be, so in general your yn will be r to power n e to power ax sin bx plus c plus n phi, where your r is a square plus b square power half, and your phi is tan inverse b upon a. So this is your formula. Similarly, we can have a formula for e to power x into cos bx plus c, and for that we will have cos bx plus c plus n phi. Now let us solve few questions. So the question number 1, evaluate the nth derivative of, say, cos power 4x. Let us find out the nth derivative of cos power 4x. So solution, let y equal to cos power 4x. We do not have any formula for cos power nx, but we have formula for cos ax plus b. So we will try to remove this power 4. For that we have a formula of cos 2 theta, because cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta minus 1. So your cos square theta will be 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So we can write it cos square x whole square, and this will be your 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2 whole square. So this is equal to 1 by 4, 1 plus cos square 2x plus 2 times cos 2x. Now again, using this formula we can simplify this term. So we have 1 plus cos square 2x will be cos 4x plus 1 divided by 2, then 2 cos 2x. So now this is equal to, now if you take LCM, then we will have 1 by 8 outside. Now this is your 2 plus 1, that means we have 3 plus cos 4x plus 4 times cos 2x. Okay, this is your y. Now your yn will be differentiating n times, we get yn equal to 1 by 8. Now the nth differentiation of this 3 will be 0. So we will have nth derivative of cos 4x plus 4 times nth derivative of cos 2x. And the nth derivative of cos ax plus b was a power n. The nth derivative of this one was a power n. So that means 4 power n into cos ax plus b plus n pi by 2. That means cos 4x plus n pi by 2. Then similarly, nth derivative of cos 2x will be 2 power n into cos 2x plus n pi by 2. So this is your answer. If you want to simplify this one, then you can write it as 2 power 2n minus this 8, and 8 can be written as 2 power 3. So this will be your 2 power 2n minus 3 into cos 4x plus n pi by 2, and then here this is your 2 power 2. So this will be your 2 power n plus 2 minus 3. So we will have n minus 1 cos 2x plus n pi by 2. So this is your answer. That means nth derivative of cos power 4x. So we have the question: if y equal to x power 4 upon x minus 1 into x minus 2, if this is your y, then find your y. Now here we will find out the nth derivative by making this in partial fraction. So here you can see that the degree of the numerator is greater than degree of the denominator. So let us divide this x power 4 by this term. So on division, if you divide x power 4 by, this is your x square minus 3x plus 2. If you divide x power 4 by this term, you will have x square. Now this is your x power, if you multiply by x square, then this will be your x power 4 minus 3x cube plus 2x square. So we will have minus plus minus, so 3x cube minus 2x square. Then we can write 3x. So this will be your 3x cube minus 3x square plus 6x. Now this is your x square minus 6x. If you multiply this one by 1, so on multiplying this one by x square, we have x power 4 minus 3 x cube plus 6. So here is your plus 2x square. So this will be a plus 3x cube minus 2x square. Now if you multiply by 3x square, 3x, then we will have 3x cube minus 3 into 3, that will be 9. So 9x square plus 6x. Now this will be your 9 minus 2, that means 7. So we have 7x square minus 6x. So on multiplying by 7, we have 7x square minus 21x plus 14. So on subtracting, we have, this will be your 15x minus 14. So therefore, solution, this term can be written as, your x square 3x plus 7 plus 15x minus 14 divided by x minus 1 into x minus 2. Okay. Now as we have to differentiate n time, so the n time differentiation of this term will be 0. So we have to find out the n time differentiation of this term. That means 15x minus 14. So for that, let us have the partial fraction of 15x minus 14 upon this term. So now 15x minus 14 divided by x minus 1 x minus 2 is equal to a upon x minus 1 plus b upon x minus 2. So on cross multiplication we will have a x minus 2 plus b x minus 1 equal to 15x minus 14. So if you put x equal to 1, then if x equal to 1, then in the left hand side we will have minus a plus 0 equal to, if x is 1, then this is your 1, so our a is minus 1. If your x is 2, then we will have 2 minus 1, this is your 0, b equal to, now this will be your 30 minus 14, that is 16. So therefore, your y is equal to x square plus 3x plus 7 a is your minus 1 from x minus 1 plus b is your 16 upon x minus 2. So this is your y. So your nth derivative will be, now the nth derivative of x square is 0, nth derivative of 3x is 0, nth derivative of 7 is 0. So we will have the nth derivative of x minus 1 power minus 1 plus 16 times the nth derivative of x minus 2 power minus 1. Now for this, if you differentiate this one, you can, there is no need to learn the formula for the nth derivative of x minus 1 power minus 1. You can guess it very easily. So if you assume x minus 1 power minus 1 as y, then after one time differentiation we will have minus 1 into power minus 2. Then after 2 times we will have minus 1 minus 2 into power minus 3. So there is no need to learn this one, and this is your simply minus 1 power 2 factorial 2 x minus 1 power 1 more than 2. So this is your second order derivative. So your nth order derivative will be minus into, this can be written as minus 1 to power n. Your first order derivative is minus 1. For the second order derivative we have minus 1 square into factorial 2. So your nth order derivative will be minus 1 power n into factorial n into x minus 1 power minus n plus 1 more than n. And then this will be your minus n plus 1. This is your 3, that is 1 more than 2. And then we will have 16 into minus 1 power n into factorial n into x minus 2 power minus n plus 1. So this is our answer. We can take minus 1 power n into factorial n common, and the rest is in the bracket. So this is our answer, and we can also write it as 16 into, if you take minus 1 power n into factorial n common, then we will have 16 into x minus 2 power minus n plus 1 minus x minus 1 power minus n plus 1. So this is your answer. Yes, this is your answer. So let us solve another question. And this is very standard question. If y equal to, and all these questions are equivalent to each other, so the first one is find yn for the first part. If your y is tan inverse x upon a. For the second part, let us put a equal to 1, then this is your tan inverse x. For the third part, we have x upon x square plus a square. For the fourth part, we have a upon x square plus a square. For the fifth part, we have y equal to sin inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square. For the fourth, fifth, sixth part, we have y equal to cos inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square. Then we have tan inverse x. The next part is y equal to tan inverse 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. Then we have y equal to tan inverse under 1 plus x square minus 1 upon x. And then we can have y equal to tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square, and these all parts are equivalent to each other, and I am solving the first part only, and the rest parts are common to the first part. And for these parts we have to substitute the value of x. If we put x equal to tan theta, then this will be your 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So this is your tan 2 theta. This is your sin 2 theta. Now your sin inverse and sin will get cancelled. So this is your simply 2 theta. That means 2 into tan inverse x. Similarly, if you put x equal to tan theta here, then this is your sin 2 theta, and sin 2 theta can be written as cos 90 minus theta. So we can write this one as cos 90 minus theta, and cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. So this will be pi by 2 minus 2 theta. If you put x equal to tan theta here, then this will be 1 plus tan theta upon 1 minus tan theta, and this 1 can be written as tan pi by 4. So we will have tan pi by 4 plus tan theta into 1 minus tan pi by 4 into tan theta. So this will be your tan a plus b, that means tan pi by 4 plus theta. So we will get pi by 4 plus theta. And similarly this will be your, I think, tan pi by 4 minus theta. You can solve this one. This is your tan 2 theta. So this will be your 2 theta. So in every question we will get tan inverse x. So you can solve these remaining questions very easily. So I am solving the first part. So solution of the first part. Y equal to tan inverse x. So your first order derivative tan inverse x upon a. Your first order derivative will be differentiation of tan inverse x is 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus x square, and the differentiation of x upon a will be 1 upon a. So this is equal to a upon a square plus x square, and this term can be written as a upon x plus ai into x minus ai, and this is equal to, we can write this one as 1 upon 2i, and the partial fraction will be x minus ai minus 1 upon x plus ai. So in the numerator we will get 2ai. So as we have only a, so we are dividing this by 2i. So this is your one time differentiation of this tan inverse x upon a. So now we can also write it as 1 upon 2i into x minus a I power minus 1 minus x plus a I power minus 1. So this is your answer for the first order derivative. Now let us find out its nth derivative. So for nth derivative, your yn will be 1.2y. So after second time differentiation, we will have minus 1 here and we will have minus 2 here. So after n time differentiation, this is our x minus a I power minus n, then minus 1 power n minus 1, and minus 1 factorial, x plus a I power minus n. So we can take minus 1 power n minus 1 and minus 1 factorial, x minus a I power minus n minus x plus a I power minus n. So this is your nth order derivative of y. As we are getting this answer in terms of iota, so let us simplify this term using the De Morgan's law. Let x equal to r cos theta and a equal to r sin theta. Then your tan theta will be a upon x. So your y will be now this is your, if you put x equal to r cos theta here, then we will get r cos theta minus r I into r sin theta power minus n. Here you will get r cos theta plus I into r sin theta power minus n. So you can see that from here and there we have r power minus n common. So this is equal to 1.2i minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial, r power minus n is common. So in the bracket we will have cos theta minus I sin theta whole power minus n minus cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n. Now using the De Morgan's law, this will be a cos n theta plus I sin n theta, and this will be a cos n theta, and this will be a sin minus n theta, and sin minus theta is minus sin theta, so we will have the plus sign. So this is equal to 1.2y minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial, r power minus n cos n theta plus I sin n theta, because De Morgan's law means the cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is cos n theta plus I sin n theta, and cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n is cos n theta minus I sin n theta. So using that formula we have this result, and this is your cos n theta, and we will have minus sign here, so minus minus is plus, so I sin n theta, because we have this formula cos n cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. That means this n will multiply in the angle. So this is equal to 1.2y minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial, r power minus n. Now this is your cos n theta is cancelled, so we have 2i sin n theta. So this is equal to minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial, r power minus n into sin n theta. Now we can have the value of r as x upon cos theta, or a upon sin theta, or x square plus a square per half. But I am putting the value of r from here so that we have a symmetry. So if you put r equal to a upon sin theta, then this is equal to minus 1 power n minus 1 factorial into a upon sin theta whole power minus n into sin n theta. So this is equal to minus 1 power n minus 1 sin power n theta upon a power n into sin n theta, where theta will be tan inverse a upon x. So this is your nth order derivative of tan inverse x upon a. So if a equal to 1, then the nth derivative will be, that means the nth derivative of tan inverse x is equal to, put a equal to 1 here, so we will have minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial is missing here, so we can write it into n minus 1 factorial into sin n theta into sin n theta. So this is your nth order derivative of, this is your nth order derivative of tan inverse x, minus 1 power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial sin n theta into sin n theta. Okay. Now the last question, let us simplify one more question based on this question. Say y equal to tan inverse 1 plus x from 1 minus x. I think this was our 7th part. If your x equal to tan theta, then we can write this one tan inverse 1 plus tan theta upon 1 minus tan theta, and this is your tan inverse tan pi by 4 plus tan theta into 1. Now this 1 can be written as tan pi by 4, because tan pi by 4 is 1. So we have tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan a tan b, which is your tan a plus b. So now this is equal to pi by 4 plus theta, and theta was your, from here theta is tan inverse x. So this is your pi by 4 plus tan inverse x, and after one time differentiation we will get the differentiation of pi by 4 is 1, pi by 4 is 0, and the differentiation of tan inverse x will be 1 upon 1 plus x square. So now the whole proof is similar to this question. In the earlier question, here we have a, now our a is 1, So just put a equal to 1 in this question. So that means this will be your answer. So this is on differentiating n time, your differentiation will be n time differentiation will be just put a equal to 1 in this question. So we will have minus 1 for n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial sin n theta into sin n theta. So this is your answer of this problem.